Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh Shemal Shai Bashem Rukak Wadash, and Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. It's going to be pretty quick. Anyway, I'm going to entitle this video, the Most High puts the spirit on a Jake to stab and kill an E. And this is in Brooklyn, New York. This was almost 4 in the morning, as you can see. Everything, just so you know, in New York, they got cameras all over the place, just like out there in Great Britain, mainly London. They got cameras all over the place. That's why most of your crimes get solved. They capture the criminal, so to speak, or the suspect, mostly through cameras. So it says activist, which is a Edomite. They was at a party, him and his woman. And she ain't jumped in to stop it. She said she ain't getting stabbed. So it says activist stabbed to death at Brooklyn bus stop. Almost 4 in the morning. And this era that we're in, this time that we're in, is not good to be out there late at night. Even you men that are out there speaking, unless you have a big camp. If you got a small camp with about 3-4 brothers, when it starts getting dark, you should get out of there. You get out there in the daytime, and when it starts getting dark, you back up. Pretty much in this day and time that we're living in, the scriptures speak about, and I went through this, about violence. In during the time of Noah, the Most High said, I'm going to take this world out because of the corruption and the violence. That's in Genesis chapter 6, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not going to go to it. So this is the same generation coming back, that wicked generation. When you go to the scriptures, when you go to Matthew's 1, you have 42 generations. You have 14 generations that keep coming back. 14 times 3 is 444 is 42 generations. And your generations keep coming back after every 3rd and 4th generation. So you on the earth, you have a son, not your daughters, just your sons. You have a son, he has a son, and he has a son. And around that time, you might, get old, die, whatever. And then the next son that comes up is you again. So it says 3rd, 4th generation. It could even be 5 generations. And you're not in the spiritual realm that long, because the Most High is going to bring you back down to earth. See, the ones that went into captivity, like Vocab says, well, Deuteronomy 28:68 is saying that y'all got to go into captivity, but there were certain Israelites that stayed in Africa. Well, guess what? In their next generation, they went to America. So when there was a bunch, I don't know how many thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of Jake that stayed in West Africa, and how many, the exact number as to how many of them came to the Americas. But when they started coming to the Americas, when they would die, they can either die coming back, being born in West Africa again, or being born in America, or as individual in, let's say, Nigeria or Ghana, that stayed there, they didn't capture them, but they get old and die, they can wind up being born to a slave in America. So this, when they went over to get these slaves with the transatlantic, uh, I'll call it trade, not slave trade, because they trade. They didn't just trade slave. They trade certain items, rum, different things. So it's a triangular uh, trade. If you go to Google and put triangular trade, part of it was slaves. They left from Europe, England, or whatever they left from. They went into Africa. They had to give gifts to those Israelites that sold out to sell them slaves. And then they went to the Americas to drop the slaves off. Then they got items from America to bring them back to England. So you had, if you take a picture of the boat, like go to images and look at a slave ship, the inside of a slave ship, one level was a certain amount of things, inanimate objects, coffee, beans, whatever, wine, whatever it was. Then one level was for the slaves. There was one level for the women, one level for the men. And they say that the history books say that they let the children run around because there wasn't really no threat. So that's the fulfillment of Deuteronomy 28. And that happened. And like I said, vocab said, well, wait a minute, it didn't happen to all of them. Yes, it did. Because if they didn't get you on one go round, they got you in the next go round. So it's happening again, but this time the tables have turned. Black is back in fashion. It says activist stabbed to death at Brooklyn bus stop. Rally for man fatally stabbed in front of girlfriend. And then, like I said, this is the spirit of the Most High that jumped on this man. It wasn't that he wasn't looking, the spirit jumped on this guy to kill somebody. Because if you watch these videos, I couldn't believe they showed it on regular TV. The guy pulled out a knife and said, I'm going to kill you. And then proceeded, and he didn't mess with the girl, but he proceeded to, run after the guy and they say he slit his throat. Like, here it is, it's moving right now. See, right there. They wait, here it is, 4 a.m. Here you got Jake, wild ass Jake. You got him with his, look at that, niggas fighting, So they actually showed it on camera. Look at that. Look at he slit his throat. Slit his throat. He's running for his life. And his woman ain't doing nothing, as you can see. Oh, this is a terrible thing. And then in the back of their mind, he's saying, these damn niggas, we got to do something about these N-words. Well, it was the Most High that put the spirit on that man to do what he did. Real talk. I'm sorry, let me try to. The head is right here. As you can see, he's moving back. He's trying to stop him. Like Jake is smaller than him. Boom, slap, hit that jugular. He hit that jugular. That wasn't this guy. It was, and I guess that's the guy right there. Then he was gonna do something to the woman. He just spit in her face, and call her a bitch or something like. There it is. Slit. He's slit. He blood is skeeting. He's running. He don't realize he ran into the chair, and he's gone. He don't get up no more. And here she is. Wait a minute. Here she is trying to help the man. Oh my God! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Well, this is just the beginning of things. And like I said, this man didn't rob them, didn't check the pockets. He just killed the guy and spared the woman and kept going. And if they kill him, okay, here it is right here. Let me see something. The guy had dreads. The guy had them crazy dreads. Let me see. Okay, that's him right there with the dreads. He did what he had to do. Look, boom. That was called a surgical strike. The kid got the dreadlocks. So there you go. Anyway, like I said, it wasn't him. You know, if they take him in and they do an assessment, they're gonna find out that the man's crazy. They'll put him in an institution, or they'll put him in. They'll lock him up. You know, he wasn't acting. When I saw it, I said that was just a spirit that the Most High put the spirit on that man. He put a spirit on that man to kill that other man, that Edomite man. So now let's go to a couple of scriptures. Isaiah 51, verse 20, thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets as a wild bull in a net. When you got a wild bull in a net, as soon as you take that net away, the bull's going to charge after everything that it sees. They are full of the fury of Yahweh, the rebuke of thy power. So that was a surgical strike on that man, not on his woman, not on his girlfriend. So he's out of there, man. And she gonna move on. She gonna move the hell on. Now it says in the Apocrypha, we should all be familiar with this precept. Ecclesiasticus 39, verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made him. So the angels are clapping. They say, yes, yes, good job, good job. The scriptures speak about meditating on terror. They shall meditate terror. So this is just the beginning of you people going down. So I'm gonna leave you with one more precept. I had a couple of precepts come to mind. I'm not gonna be long. So this is Micah, if I'm not mistaken, Micah 5. Let me do this here. You got a Ezekiel 25 and 12. You got Isaiah 11. You got Numbers 24. So the Most High is going to put the spirit on Jake. It says, 7th verse, and the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people, the other nations, as a dew from Yahweh, as the showers upon the grass that tarrieth not for man, nor waiteth for the sons of men. And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles, the other nations, in the midst of many people, as a lion among the beasts of the forest, as a young lion among the flocks of sheep, who, if he go through and both treadeth down and teareth in pieces, and none can deliver. So before the missiles come, Jake is gonna be wilding. They're gonna be out there, man, doing what they do to appease the one the one that made him, which is Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Thine hand shall be lifted up upon thine adversaries, and all thine enemies shall be cut off. Now there's a list of enemies, Psalms 83. Let me look up the word adversary and enemy in the Hebrew. Adversaries. The word is tazar, narrow, tight, straits, distress, adversary, foe, enemy, oppressor. We're going to oppress them that oppressed us. Isaiah 14. Hard, pebble, flint. So let me come on back. Let me look up the word enemies. So we're experiencing a change of world. This man, you can see this man's going down. His system is going down. He's on his last leg. Hell, he's on his foot. He ain't got no more legs. He's on his last foot. The word there is ayab. I need a yab. Enemy, personal, national, as a nation. Thine hand shall be lifted up upon thine adversaries, and all thine enemies shall be cut off. And like you can see in the video, when he slashed at the man, he hit him in the jugular. So he was bleeding all over the place and he stumbled. So he was already dead. He didn't have to hit him no more. He didn't have to hit him no more with the pick. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh, that's all Baruch 4 is another one, that I will cut off thy horses and out of the midst of thee, and I will destroy thy chariots, your planes, trains, automobiles. And I will cut off the cities. That's 2nd Ezra 15, 2nd Ezra 16, of thy land, and throw down all thy strongholds. So the ultimate thing that's going to destroy this place are the missiles. Now I was listening to Alex Jones, and he kept talking about World War III is coming. World War III is coming. If we don't do nothing about this NATO nations and Russia and the Ukraine situation, World War III. I was dreaming about it. If we don't check, first of all, World War III is coming whether you like it or not. You can't stop it because it's the plans of the Most High. That would be the fulfillment of the scriptures. If World War III doesn't come and this place be utterly destroyed by fire, then the Bible is all a lie. So it has to come. As it is written, so as it will be done. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So what's going to be done? What will is going to be done on earth? The destruction. Isaiah 14, my purpose. He speaks about his purpose. His purpose is to destroy this place. Matter of fact, let me go to that real quick. So almost at the end. That 14 verse 25, that I will break the Assyrian. We know what the Assyrian is talking about. Spiritually called Sodom and Egypt and Assyria and Babylon. And my land and upon my mountain tread him underfoot. Then shall his yoke depart from off them and his burden depart from off their shoulders. So the burden is going to come off of us. That's Jeremiah 30. And the destruction is going to come, and then the burden and the yoke is going to go upon them. This is the purpose that is purpose upon the whole earth. And this is the hand that is stretched out upon all the nations. For Yahweh of hosts have purpose, and who shall disannul it? His purpose is what? Is to destroy this place, this system, by fire. And his hand is stretched out, and who shall turn it back? In the year of King Asa died, was this burden. Now scholars will say, well, that's talking about that time. No, it's talking about now. Rejoice not thou, whole Palestinian, the Palestinians, the Arabs, because the rod of him that smote thee, which is Esau, is broken, because you're going into captivity too. For out of the serpent's root shall come forth a cockatrice, and his fruit shall be a fiery flying serpent. A fiery flying serpent represents the missiles that's going to destroy this place. Remember, this book is written in code. So let me come on back. And I'll cut off witchcraft because the power, Esau and these high up positions, they're all, on the left, they all get their power from, they pray to the left-hand power. They are witches, they are warlocks, they are involved in witch covens. There's certain demonic rituals they have to do. A lot of these entertainers, they got to kill somebody they love, most likely their mother, their father, and they have to prove it. Yes, you can kill my mother. Then you become that's called a blood sacrifice. Then you join what is called a $20 million club. So after your mother's dead, you acknowledge, yeah, kill my mother. You go to your bank and you got $20 million in the bank. It says, and thou shalt, that's what they say. Can't prove that. Thou shalt, and watch these Israelites, because a lot of them been sold out, man. And thou, hey, don't look, you got guys in Israel that have advertised for Esau, man. They might have a Coke can up there or some type of product up there sitting on the desk. They advertising for Esau, pushing you to drink Coca-Cola or whatever, Sprite or whatever. A lot of shit going on behind the scenes with a lot of these different camps out here, man, because they're approachable. You give them the right price. And just every woman is a prostitute. You just got to give her the right price. There's an old saying that a guy said to a woman, "Will you sleep with me for $1 million?" She said, "Oh, hell yeah." And then he started saying, "Well, would you sleep with me for $500?" Nah, hell no. Why you asking me that? He said, because I just proved that you a pro and I'm just negotiating the price. Because she said, yes, she would sleep for $1 million. And I guarantee you, if the guy, this is my bank account, this is my accountant, this is my attorney, this is the contract that I will give to you as soon. Oh, the biggest hole in history is Janet Jackson. She got $5 billion with a B for sleeping with this Arab guy for 5 years. She said, in other words, the prenup was you got to deal with this guy for 5 years, and after the 5 years, you can do what you want, in the hopes that she would fall in love with this guy. And this guy's a multi-billionaire. So read the story. So after the 5, she had a baby with this guy too. After the 5 years, about 5 years, 3 months, all of a sudden, I don't love you no more. I want to move on. Yeah, because she had to, lay down for the man for 5 years. So what did that make her? A prostitute, a harlot. Because she didn't do it for love, she did it for money. Then recently she has a world tour now. Why you think she got a world tour? Because she spent that money. You see, niggas know how to spend money. They know how to go broke quick. Not like Esau. Esau lives, you see Edomite looking like a bum. And this motherfucker's worth $100 million. He might have a used car, and that's the way I roll, man. I ain't looking to get no brand new car. You know, you live a certain life. With food and raiment, therefore be ye contempt. And whatever extra money you got, a brother's that's down on his luck, you help that brother. So it says, I'm coming to an end. It says, and I will cut off witchcraft. Now, when you read Isaiah 47, around about the 10th verse on down, really read the whole chapter, but about the 10th verse on down, it tells you where they got their power from. They got their power from the left-hand side. They showed you that in the movie Blade, the first one. The first one to me was the best one, where they showed you those people downtown living in them high luxury buildings. They were all warlocks, witches. It says, and all these politicians, they all took the bag. They're all insiders. And I will cut off witchcraft out of thy land, out of thy hand, and thou shalt have no more soothsayers. Thy graven images also will I cut off, and thy standing images out of the midst of thee, and thou shalt no more worship the work of thine hand. And I will pluck up the groves out of the midst of thee, so will I destroy thy cities. Now you have a gathering the last few weeks of July in Sonoma County out there in California. What is that called? What do you call that? Alex Jones snuck up in there. The Bohemian Grove, and it's a secretive gathering of like top actors, top politicians, world leaders. But it's said that they mostly dress up as women. They have male prostitutes up there. So these are the Romans all coming back. These are the Romans coming back. This is a Roman Empire all over again. These senators, these Congress people, they were all part of the Senate and councils back there. And I will pluck up the groves out of the midst of thee, so will I destroy thy cities. The cities will be destroyed by fire, and I will execute vengeance and anger and fury upon the heathen, the nations such as they have not heard. And that's Jacob. Jacob's trouble is going to turn into Esau's trouble. So you can say Jacob's trouble is going to begin as Jacob's trouble, and it's going to end as Esau's trouble. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.